Yo, you tuned into another episode of Not the Average Local Rapper, hosted by yours truly, East Shore Ridge. This episode about something that I feel is definitely important to artists, and not even just artists. Some of this would apply to producers and engineers and shit like that. But a good work environment, man. Because it's like a job. It's like, of course you want to like the job that you do, but you also want to like the environment that you're working in, you know what I mean? Like the people around you, and just be comfortable where you at, So, that's what I want to get into with this one. And, like I said, a place where you're comfortable at, I think, that's like definitely, where I would start at. You just want to be in a place of comfort, whether it be in an actual studio that you feel comfortable at, or if you're recording yourself, you just want to be in the right room, the right shit. Whether if you're recording in a crib, you want to be in like the right house. Shit. I've even recorded in a hotel room, and that's really not a bad place at all. Because it's like if you get the right spot, you ain't really gonna have much noise going on, no type of interruptions and shit like that. So yeah, just a place of comfort, man, where you can really just be at peace and lock in on what you're doing. Little to no disruptions. That's always my thing, man. Like it's very hard to be creative and productive and effective with all of that when you just constantly being interrupted. So, I never really been the type of artist that'll be on my phone a lot when I'm in the studio. I'm not worried about posting or getting videos and pictures and shit like that. I'm there to work. You know what I mean? Like if I wanted all that done, I would just bring somebody with me to do all that. But like me personally, that's just not something that I really am focused on when I'm in the working environment. I'm just trying to get as much done as I can, especially if I book studio time somewhere else, which I haven't really done, in a few years. But just no disruption. So like, and everybody's different. Some people can have a lot of shit going on in the studio and still feel like they can work like that. But and I've worked around like a lot of people, and like it I can record, and what I mean, I can knock shit out, but it's like I said, I just want to, what I mean, have that piece where I can just really work and like lock in, all the way and put like all my undivided attention on it, and it's hard to do that, So I I don't even really be having anybody in the stew with me, you know what I mean, when I'm working on shit. Like I just try to, get in a place of solitude where I can just really focus and not have any type of interruptions. But if there's ever a case where I am in like an actual studio, and there might be like an engineer there, of course, like that would really probably be the extent of who I would want in there. Like, at most maybe like somebody in there, from my side, what I mean, that can just kind of assist me with whatever, what I mean, whatever I would need done if it was like a longer studio session, whether it be somebody that could just, roll some blunts for me, or, run to the store and grab me a water or something, like I mean that would probably be the extent of that, man. But I just, I don't really think the studio was a place for me where I would want to just have people tagging along and just not really having no kind of purpose there. It's nothing personal, what I mean. It's just like like I'm literally going there to handle business, so I gotta keep it business. You know what I'm saying? So just working around professional people, if anybody, what I mean. But at this moment, I'm in the position where I'm recording myself, and I mean, if I do get any type of shit done with other people. You know what I mean? It's all being done, through emails and shit like that. So I'm not actually around anybody for the most part. And if I am, you know what I mean, it's it's for a reason. You know what I mean, and shit's being done. So um, another important thing, about a good work environment is just having like good, reliable equipment. Like it don't gotta be the most high end, expensive name brand shit, but it's like you just want to have shit that it's gonna be reliable and you can just use it every time and shit's gonna be good, because it's like you don't really want to have too many disruptions and shit, like I said, and that can definitely be a thing. You know what I mean? Now, of course, like with when you're dealing with this type of shit, anything is subject to act up at any time. So it's like you can never really 100% call it, but it's like the more updated and reliable equipment you have, like I said, don't gotta be high end or nothing crazy, but it's like, of course, the better quality equipment you have, the better off you're gonna be. So I mean, definitely important to have like whatever it is that you're using, no matter what, you just want it to be good and reliable and user friendly. In your case, you just want to be able to work it properly, and know how everything need to be done, and if you got to troubleshoot it, then be able to do that or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it all just comes down to like I would just say it really just come down to like overall preparation. Like all these things that I mentioned, and just having that shit all together, man. Because it's like the more prepared you are going into it, um, the better off you'll be, and it's less that you have to worry about doing when it's time to work. We all know as musicians and shit, we all know when it's time to work. Like we like to lock in. You know what I mean? Time when you're creating something, it's like you don't want to mess your flow up. You know, and you don't want to disrupt the creative process. So the best way to do that is to just try to be as prepared as possible. Any little thing, if you got things that you need in the studio with you, what I mean, make sure you got all them things. Like I take a little, like if I go to a studio or even when I'm working in mine, I have my party pack with me already. You know what I mean? So I don't gotta leave out the room to keep going to grab shit. It's like I just try to have everything there, because like once I sit my ass down in this chair to work, like I plan on being here. Like I treat this joint like a job. I plan on being here for some hours. Only time I'm really getting up, is to go to the bathroom. And in my case, like the bathroom is literally in the room right next to the one I'm working in. So I just literally open the door, take 2 steps, go use the bathroom. You know what I mean? Come back to work. So, I mean, it's like just being prepared and just being, professional about it, man. And of course, like when you, the artist, and you working with actual studios, I would just add that, like, just having good post production, man. Like, whether it be like the the mixing process and the mixing and mastering, making sure like that's getting taken care of just as much as the recording process was, if not more. Like you definitely want to be up on that, and making sure it gets done in a timely manner. Because what happens is like they mainly, and like I'm not, I'm not boxing all studios together or saying every studio is like this, but sometimes you'll have like these studios and engineers, it's like, they just trying to get whatever money they can off of you, what I mean, as far as like the recording goes. And then it's like, the mix and mastering, that's going to be like a separate service. But it's like sometimes I imagine you might be so difficult to work with, or like you might not be that valuable anymore once you done already spent your money on the recording, like because you might book a 200, 300, $500 block of time to record, like, and then you might only spend half of that, or like some of that on mixing and mastering, but they might already have something lined up, or they might just decide that they don't need to work with you any further. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, just making sure that post production is lined up, and everything is still taken serious afterwards. Like, because the what gets done after the studio session is probably more important than what gets done during the studio session. That mixing and mastering, depending on the artist, you know what I mean? Some artists don't really, put a whole lot of emphasis into that, you know what I mean? But the ones that do, it's like, you would definitely want to be up on that and make sure that, like, that's getting taken seriously and done in a timely manner, but also, getting done right. So, I mean, it's definitely a balance with all of that. And, it's just a balance altogether, you know what I mean, with making sure you're working in the right type of environment. But I do believe that's a big, important part of the creative process, and, just making music, man, is the work environment. So, I mean, I think, that's something to definitely think about moving forward if you haven't already created that right work environment. And if you question if you are in the right work environment, a good work environment, then hopefully some of these things will, you know what I mean, kind of, guide you to determine if, you need to modify your work environment. But shit, man, it's been another episode, Not the Average Local Rapper, hosted by yours truly, Eshaw Ridge. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. Catch you on the next one.